Morning, guys. So this is going to be a quick version of the Palindrome app. Remember, I told you it's not a full palindrome because we're limited to just one word at a time. But I'm going to show you the two main methods most people seem to be solving it with. For those of you that are unfamiliar, a palindrome is any text, numbers, letters, symbols, whatever, that can be read forwards and backwards the same way. So 1, 2, 2, 1 is the same as 1, 2, 2, 1. And so because they're reversible, you can actually build it one of two ways. You can either go forward and then print it backwards, or you can read backwards and print it forward. The code is almost identical, it just flips a couple of values. Now, we do see that we want them to enter a string, so it's going to be using our scanner, and we want them to say whether it is a palindrome or not. The exact text I'll leave up to you, but that's what's going to get us started. So I've got my normal skeleton set up. I'm just in a blank one right now. I've got my scanner. First thing I need to do, of course, is prompt my user. So please enter a word. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm specifying a word is because from the program, we're only looking for one word. Okay, we're not doing the full strings of things, even though we'll probably do something like that in the future. So this is a rough draft. Let's see, I'll just name it word. I'll do scan.next. Again, I only need next because it's one word. If it's anything more than a word, it's not what the program asked for. Now, I also need another one. So we talked about this in class, rev for reverse, and that's going to be my empty string. Okay, that's what I'm going to use to build backwards so that I can then compare them. All right, so now I need a loop. Now, again, any loop is technically viable, but because the size of the word is not going to change, a for loop is probably going to be our best bet. I'm going to start at the end of the word this time. So that's word.length minus 1. Because remember, index is shifted back 1. So I need to take 1 away to make sure I'm on the last letter. I'm going to have I greater than or equal to 0, because that first letter is always at index 0. And then I'm going to go minus 1. I guess I should specify reads backwards, prints forward. Okay, I'll do the other one in a minute. Inside the loop, that's really easy. We just take rev and we add a substring. So word.substring. Now I only want to grab the last single letter. So I, comma, I plus 1. And that's going to give it to us. Okay. Last thing. Well, not last thing. We got to do my test. Okay, so now that I've got two separate words, I've got word and I've got rev, I need to compare them. We didn't do any kind of altering to make them all caps or lowercase, so I'm going to use my secondary test, which ignores that. Equals ignore case, and I'm comparing it to rev. If that's the case, then I print palindrome. And if it doesn't, not. Okay. So I've got some samples back here. CoCat. Let's give that a shot. Okay. Try it again to make sure the fail works properly. Okay, so that's the first way. Now I'm going to comment that out for a moment. I'm going to show you the other method because some people did find this one easier. Reads forwards, prints backwards. Obviously, it doesn't exactly do that, but you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Now, for this one, I read it like normal. So int j equals 0, starting. J is less than word dot length and j plus plus. My parentheses. Okay. Now, the difference between this and the one up here is, remember that plus equals is our abbreviation to say rev equals rev plus. So we're adding whatever we've already got to the front. This one, we have to go backwards. So this will be rev equals word dot substring j, comma, j plus 1. And then after that is where we concatenate rev. And that's going to happen every time. So we're building it backwards for it to print. Okay. Same test will work here. So let's try those same two that we know. Okay. Let's go race car. That is a palindrome, so it worked there. And let's try, instead of taco cat, burrito dog. Not a palindrome. There you go. Either one of these is acceptable. There are a few other rearrangements that I've seen students make. They basically do the same thing. Whatever works. Enjoy. Good luck on your quiz.